Hey guys, how's it going? I'm XYZCruncher and welcome to this very special video. It's a Q&A style video for 200 subs. I know 200 subs is a small milestone for some, but it's a big milestone for me. I've done this intro like 7 times at this point, but it's whatever, you know, we're just going to roll with it if I stumble or stutter. Before I get into things, I want to thank you guys for all of the support. I want to thank you guys for getting me to 200 subs first of all, but I also want to thank you guys for the support on the GTA San Andreas video. I really didn't think it'd get as many views as it did, but it did end up getting a lot of views, a lot of likes, and a lot of positive response. So thank you guys for supporting the video and watching it all the way through, for those of you who did. And if you haven't checked it out, please do. I put a lot of work into it. It took like 2 months to make, so any and all support is greatly appreciated. Let's hopefully get it to I don't know, maybe 100 views by the end of the week if possible, or you know, just share it around, see if you can get to check it out, and any of my other videos too. I really appreciate people checking out the backlog too. I've got a very special review coming up soon, and some other special videos that I'll be talking about in this video that are related to the questions coming up. But yeah, just again, thank you for all the support. So yeah, Q&A video. Let's get into things. Sarah asks, are you going to make more Animal Crossing related videos? What's your opinion on the diving update? I will definitely make a lot more Animal Crossing videos in the future if I can, you know, if they come naturally. The way I make videos is a topic or an interest comes naturally. The GTA San Andreas video, that's been one of my favourite games of all time for a very long time, so it kind of came naturally for me to make that video. Same with, you know, Ratchet and Clank, with the 2 Animal Crossing reviews I've done so far, all of the rants. I'm passionate about the topics, whether I'm ranting about it or reviewing it or just doing an off-the-cuff style video like this. So that's where all of the, you know, that's where all of the ideas come from, and that's where the passion comes from. Which is a bit of a tangent, but to answer your question, of course I will do more Animal Crossing videos, but I do want it to be a lot more natural. I may review the other games in the franchise and future entries in the franchise at some point, but I don't want to force it right now. I've got my eye on other games, and you know, other games I feel like deserve my attention, and I've neglected certain franchises, certain series, so I want to do that. There's certain, I want to do full series reviews, so if you've noticed, I've been reviewing certain games and franchises, first entries, or you know, like certain entries, like I've done the Mega Man videos. I maybe want to round out the classic series before I go into more Animal Crossing videos or whatever. And same for any other ones. I do kind of want to do series reviews too, if possible, even though they're a big undertaking. But yeah, I will be doing Animal Crossing, more Animal Crossing videos. I might actually have one coming up soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And as for the diving update, I think it's really cool. It is kind of weird how Nintendo are kind of drip feeding the whole Animal Crossing thing. It's kind of cooled down at this point, but like people are still kind of drip, you know, the newer fans have kind of calmed down at this point, but like they're still drip feeding stuff and the hype's kind of died down. I don't know how I feel about it, but it is pretty cool. I'm glad they're actually adding stuff instead of keeping it kind of barren like it was at launch. It's still a great game and I still love it, but it did feel quite barren, but I'm glad they're fleshing it out. There's actually been another update since this question was posted, but yeah, I hope there's more cool updates to come, and I hope the game's really fleshed out by the time it's like a year old, because I'll definitely be doing retrospective videos, so yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. The next question is from Luke, and he asked 2 questions. The first question is, will you ever play Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series? Does Nocturne actually have Dante from the Devil May Cry series, or are you just memeing? I don't know. But yeah, I'll definitely play Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, because it's getting a remake soon. I was going to play it anyway, because the Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, you know, the Shin Megami Tensei franchise as a whole, but like specifically the main series and Persona have really piqued my interest, because I'm a big JRPG fan and I have wanted to check it out in a while, but never really got the chance. I wanted to brush up on my Dragon Quest. I've played all the Dragon Quest games now. And I've been playing a few other like one-off JRPGs like Rogue Galaxy recently. I beat Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I've been playing a few of those games. So I did kind of want to play like my backlog of games. But at some point, since the remake's coming out on the Switch and I believe the PS4 and maybe Xbox too, I might give it a look. See, I'm definitely going to pick it up, but I don't know if I'll be able to play it anytime soon. But I will definitely give it a try. I don't know if it's a great place to start, but I'll definitely give Nocturne 3, at least the remake, a solid look. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Oh, and also the follow-up question was, what's your favourite thing from Burger King? Killing the cashier. Trench Trash 99 asks, I'm going to be really nosy and ask about your love life. I've always been rather intrigued. I don't want to go into too much detail because it is quite a personal thing, but I'm in a very loving relationship. I'm very happy in my current relationship. I've had some bumps in the roads with past relationships and current relationships, but I love my partner, and yeah, we have a very happy relationship. She supports anything and everything I do. If you're watching, I love you. But yeah, I'm just in a great and happy relationship. She supports the channel and any and every other endeavour I have. So yeah, it's just a great relationship. Hope that answers your question. My pal Mr. Saturn 420 asks, what's a super popular game series or IP that you've never played and why not? There's actually been a few. For example, Metal Gear Solid, Fallout, Final Fantasy I've dabbled in, but I've not actually properly played any of the Final Fantasy games. Yeah, I know it's a sin for any JRPG fan. I know it's a massive sin, but yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot of franchises that I've missed out on. Usually it's not for any particular reason. It's either because I didn't grow up with a game or didn't have access to a game. Maybe the games are sort of rare. Let me see if there's anything I'm actually missing here. Kirby. Kirby's a massive one. Kirby's a massive blind spot for me. I want to start with like Superstar Ultra or whatever it is, or like, you know, was it Nightmare in Dreamland? Like, I want to start with some of those like classic Kirby games. I've heard they're all quite samey, but Kirby's a massive one that's been a blind spot for me. But yeah, there's a lot of franchises that are huge that I've missed out on, unfortunately, that I really do want to try. But yeah, I don't know. For the most part, it's just been big franchises like Kirby and Metal Gear Solid, stuff like that I've really missed out on and I want to play. And I will be rectifying that at some point soon when I've done my backlog of games that I want to play and my backlog of reviews. But yeah, as for now, I'm kind of just playing the games that I want to play and games that I already have, and I'm not looking to collect anymore, at least not for now. But I'm a collector, so I'm always collecting by default. So we'll see, maybe you'll see some reviews of Kirby or Metal Gear or Final Fantasy or something like that in the future, so keep your eyes peeled for that, I guess. Okay, on to the next question. Taylor asks, what game do you think has the best or most influential soundtrack? I don't know if it's just because it's fresh in my mind and I've just recently played it all the way through for the first time, but Ocarina of Time comes to mind, especially because like there's so many iconic tracks. You know, Zelda's Lullaby, Song of Storms, Gerudo Valley, you know, Hyrule Field. Like, there's just a shit ton of like really iconic, and you know, even certain sound bites, like just the sound effects are really iconic. So I think Ocarina and to an extent Majora's Mask 2 both deserve like a lot of recognition when it comes to iconic video game soundtracks. There's really a lot to choose from, but like that's one of the ones that really sticks out. Like, even if I hadn't played it, like in my mind it just sticks out as one of the most, just one of the most influential and most, I don't think poignant's the word I'm looking for, but one of the most just one of the most influential and omnipresent soundtracks. Like, people, like, even if they're not necessarily game YouTubers or video game YouTubers or reviewers, or even if they're not even talking about Zelda, it could be some random vlogger. I'll turn on their channel and they've got like fucking the fucking Song of Storms, just playing in the background. They're just talking their shit and then it's just like in the background, like you've just got like a lot of Zelda music, but specifically Ocarina of Time, and again to an extent Majora's Mask, since it kind of shared some of the soundtrack. I think to an extent, but yeah, for the most part, like it's an ever-present soundtrack in and out of the video game world. Like I know people who don't even play video games who have heard the soundtrack back to front, which is really surprising to me. But yeah, I don't know, it's just so my answer is Ocarina of Time, I guess. This question is one that's similar to the one that was asked by Sarah, and this one's by Lars, and it says, will you be doing more Pokemon related content? If so, what's your favourite 6 Pokemon at the moment? I'm not sure if I want to give away the 6 Pokemon right now, because I will be doing a top 10 at some point, because I'm going to do like an overall top 10. I'll do one for every region, and then up until whatever region is out, until up until that point in time. Like say if there's 10 generations, I'll do one for each generation, and then finally do an overall list where I'll list my favourites overall. It's probably not going to be definitive, so I'll just go for it. Over the top of my head, I'll go with Rayquaza, Snorlax, Gliscor, Electivire, Wobbuffet and Politoed. Really weird picks for some, but for me it's just, they're very, I don't know, they've always stuck with me, some of my favourite Pokemon. And yeah, as for making Pokemon related content, it's actually a very interesting discussion I could have. Like, I could do these off the cuff videos more. I should maybe go back to doing them, but yeah, I don't know, it's just the matter of Pokemon content is, while I do love it, and while I have done a lot of it, I've kind of fallen out of love with the franchise in a sense. Like, I still love the franchise, but I find it hard to support, especially with Game Freak's recent practices. It's just, they've gotten to the point where it is just the Pokemon franchise, where, like you say, the Mario franchise, even though it's money grabbing, there's a certain level of quality that's consistent. The Zelda franchise, sure, it's a fucking cash cow, but like, there's still, like, even some of the worst Zelda games, right, they have a level of quality to them. Since Gen 6, it feels like Pokemon's just dipped, and you can argue maybe Gen 6 and Gen 7 weren't that bad, but from what I understand, Gen 8, it's just fucking tanked. It's just horrible. I didn't even bother buying Let's Go or Sword and Shield, so that should answer your question there in terms of what I think of the franchise. But I might make more Pokemon related content. I do intend to review at least the first 5, maybe 6 gens of Pokemon, at some point, do full on, maybe in-depth reviews depending. But yeah, I'm going to review every game, every remake, every main series game, every remake. But I don't know if that's going to be anytime soon, and I think Game Freak should really step their game up in terms of that. But yeah, it's kind of up in the air. Again, same with the Animal Crossing thing. I'm not going to force it, and it's not like it's on my, it's on my list right now. I'm like, I'm just dying to, review a Pokemon game or do a Pokemon rant, even though I've done like 1 billion already. I might as well do another one. But it's not the forefront for me right now. I'm not too fussed about making more Pokemon content right now. I just want to focus on other franchises and other games. But definitely in the future, maybe even the near future, who knows. I never really planned these videos too far ahead. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. And the final question is from 16-Bit Addict. What game franchises or series that have been abandoned would you want to see return in the future? Good question. There's quite a few. For me, off the top of my head, F-Zero is a big one. I don't know why Nintendo ever abandoned F-Zero, but I guess it's because Miyamoto sees it as like F-Zero GX being the perfect F-Zero game, and I'm not going to disagree. It's probably the best racing game period that I've ever played. So yeah, I can see why it's kind of not been picked up, and there have been spiritual successes, but as a whole, I would like to see F-Zero maybe make a comeback, even if it's just like, F-Zero characters in Mario Kart. Sure, why not? I don't know, I think more F-Zero representation across Nintendo's franchises would be pretty cool. I've recently been playing Earthbound, so that's kind of fresh in my mind. I'd love to see a 4th Mother game, or at least like a release of a trilogy, do what they did with the the Mana franchise, where they did like the Mana trilogy released on the Switch, and they remade Trials of Mana, which had never been released in the West anyway, which is it exactly mirrors, like Mother's history exactly mirrors, almost exactly mirrors the Mana series. So the 3rd game which was never released outside of Japan, will be released in its original form in in the West, and then it will also get a remake. So full 3D Mother remake would be pretty cool, I think. So yeah, definitely say I'd definitely say Mother and F-Zero, and a lesser known one, Bloody Raw. Definitely want a Bloody Raw, continuation, but it's Konami's got a hold of the rights to it because it bought out Hudson Soft. So I don't know when if ever we'll get a Bloody Raw you know, continuation, because there's so many fighters out there these days. Like a fucking fighter where you transform into fucking furries isn't gonna, you know, it's not on the forefront of, like, you know, cutting edge or like new innovative gameplay. Like, Bloody Roar was great, but like I don't see a continuation happening, unfortunately. I do love the game and the franchise, the games in the franchise, but yeah, I don't see a continuation of it. But I would love to see one. Maybe on Onimusha too. I've recently bought like a couple of the other games. I've played through the first one. The first one's fantastic. Well, I say fantastic. It is a pretty good game, cult classic game. So I'd love to see a continuation of that. And yeah, I don't know. There are a few that I'm probably forgetting about, but like for the most part, I'd say F-Zero, Mother, Bloody Roar, and maybe to a lesser extent Onimusha. But yeah, I guess that's about it in terms of what I want for you know, abandoned franchises, you know, returning or abandoned games or whatever. So I hope that answers your question. And actually, you know what? You guys can comment down below telling me what you guys want to see make a return. I'd love to hear about it. Anyway guys, that's enough out of me. I've been XYZCruncher. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do feel free to leave a like, subscribe, share, do all that good shit. It helps me get that one step closer to being able to do this as a job, which is ultimately what I want. I really enjoyed doing this video, so maybe I'll do more Q&As in the future once I hit more milestones. Do share the video about, I guess, and yeah, keep your eyes peeled for my upcoming reviews and rants and other stuff like that. I've got a few small projects I'm working on that I'd want you guys to check out too. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for 200 subs, and I've been XYZCruncher. Stay cool, stay safe, stay crunchy. I'm out. Peace.